Hello and welcome to this second video in the gaining IT experience without an IT job. This is video 2 in the Windows series. We're building a VirtualBox and Windows Server 2019 environment. In part 1 we downloaded and installed VirtualBox, and in this video we'll be downloading and installing the Windows Server 2019. So the first thing we'll need to do is navigate over to our web browser and search for Windows Server 2019 eval or evaluation, as I did here. There'll be a link in the description. You can always come on down here, select the Windows Server option. You'll want to select the ISO to follow along with this. If you're familiar with importing VHDs, you can do that as well. You can go ahead and fill this out. I've already got it downloaded to my system, but you'll want to fill it out. All the information is required. Once it's done, it'll ask you to select your language, and then you'll go ahead and start the download. Once it is downloaded, you can go ahead and start the next steps. I renamed mine from the cryptic name they give it. Starts with some sort of alphanumeric string, and it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So I renamed mine WinServer 2019, and I put it on the desktop here. So with that done, we can come on over to VirtualBox and go ahead and select New in the menu option there. Give our VM a name, and can struggle with typing numbers. Leave it at that. Then we want to select our version, the machine folder, and the type are fine as default. We want to go ahead and select an amount of random access memory to give the machine. We know that we have enough on this one, so we're going to give it about 4 gigs, so 4096 megabytes. One of the most important things to remember with this is you don't want to give the guest VMs more resources than the host has available. You'll end up crashing the machine. It may seem like a pretty standard thing, but it can happen. Here we can go ahead and create a hard disk for this system. We'll go ahead and create that now. So it says the recommended size is 50 gigs. Nothing's being set here, so we'll just go ahead and create. We'll select our disk type as VHD. Now here it's saying that if we can select if we want a dynamically allocated disk or a fixed disk. Dynamically allocated will fill up space as it needs to be filled up, and a fixed size will create the whole thing all at once. Again, we're not setting anything here in terms of physical size, but we'll go ahead and stick with dynamically allocated. And here's where we'll set our machine hard drive size, and we'll give it 100 gigs. We know we have that available. So we'll create the system, and that is it for the creation. We have a couple of things changes we need to make in the settings. So we come on over to our system and right click and choose settings. For the most part, there's only a few things we need to pay attention to in here. We can change setting systems here, motherboard, processors. But in the description in general, you can go ahead and add like a username and password. Only do that in test and development environments. You don't want to do that in production. So we go over to storage is the first place we really need to be, right here on this empty CD area. We're going to go ahead and add our ISO here. So we'll come on over to the icon on the right hand side, click it and select choose a disk file. And we'll go ahead and navigate to where we've placed our ISO image. Again, I renamed mine WinServer 2019. Go ahead and select that and click open. And that will basically, it's the equivalent of setting the CD in the drive. of a physical computer. Now that that's there, we'll want to grab our networking and select bridged adapter. And that will basically allow communication to pass through the host computer's adapter. In this case, it's a wireless adapter, and that'll allow communication outside of the computer to, let's say, the internet or anywhere else that traffic may need to go outside of the computer. With those two things done, or with those two settings checked off, we can go ahead and start up the VM. A couple ways you can right click on that as well. We just click on the start arrow up the top. We'll select our disk and our ISO. Get rid of these annoying auto capture prompts. They just kind of pop up as they go along. If you ever get stuck on that, it's, I believe, F1, Control 1. There's a keyboard shortcut for getting out of it. So once Windows boots up, it'll go ahead and prompt us to select our language and our keyboard. Select those, click next. In this option, we have advanced repair options. If something were wrong with this computer, we could select here and get a pre-boot environment, but that's not what we need here. We're just going to do a fresh install, so we'll come over here and click install now. Windows setup will start. This part shouldn't take too long. All of this next part depends on the hardware that you have that you're installing this operating system on. Here we have the option for a couple different evaluations or versions here. We have standard evaluations with desktop or without the GUI and with, and then we have without data center evaluations without GUI, and that's just going to be like a PowerShell command prompt that you'll access remotely to administer that machine. But we're going to go ahead and go with the desktop experience. It comes with a GUI and all the features that we would like. So we'll select the bottom option here and click next. Okay, we want to go ahead and read over the terms, and basically the long and short of it is that we aren't allowed to use this evaluation system in production. We can't profit from it. We would need these client access licenses and some other additional licensing to go along with that. But we'll just go ahead and click and accept the license terms. Here we can do an upgrade if we had another version of Windows, but we will go ahead and go with the advanced custom install. If we had more than one drive here, they would show up. You want to be careful when selecting the drives. Since we only have one, we'll select it and move on. But if there were more drives here, we would want to make sure that we didn't select the wrong one, because we would end up destroying all the data if we try and install onto a drive that we want to keep. After we click next, Windows will go into its installation. This usually takes, well, it can take anywhere from 5 to 40 minutes or more, depending on the hardware again. So we'll go ahead and forward through the install here, and when it is done, we'll pick it back up. And once Windows gets to this point, it'll go ahead and reboot. There'll be a couple of reboots, more than likely, setting up devices. If you're finding this content useful, please consider hitting that thumbs up. If you'd like more notifications about when we release our upcoming videos on this course and our upcoming PowerShell course, please go ahead and consider subscribing and hitting the bell icon, and we will return when this is all set. Alright, and we're back. Windows has loaded, brought us to the admin prompt setting. For a test environment, you want to make a relatively strong password. For a production environment, it needs to be super crazy strong. You'll want to have 3 or 4 medium-sized words 8 characters per word. You'll definitely, at least 8 characters, you'll want to be throwing some special characters in there, some numbers, spaces. Really, you want to do as much as you can to make it as hard as possible to guess the password because the machines that are trying to break these and reverse these passwords, they are really good at it. So once we are in there, we'll go ahead and select the password prompt. And once we enter our password, it'll finalize our settings and bring us to the login screen. Now, the keyboard shortcuts for like regular Windows prompts don't exactly work for the guest machines inside of VirtualBox. So one of the things we'll need to do after resizing our screen to our liking is to go to the Input tab at the top along the menu ribbon there and go to Input and Keyboard. And then there's an Insert Control Delete. There's also an option for the Host plus Delete key there. And the host key is the right control, if I'm not mistaken. And the regular delete key should also provide the Control Alt Delete option there. Once we go ahead and select that, we will be prompted to log in, provide our super secret password, and Windows will boot up. After Windows boots up, the install is complete. We would be on to the next steps of server hardening, and we'll be covering most of those in the next video. But once we get here, we can see our settings are coming on up. Server manager will start to boot here or load up in a moment, as will the web GUI prompt that comes with the new Windows server. So some management console that we can get to from the web browser. While we wait the completion of the server manager loading up, just want to take a moment and thank you for watching the video, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one.